So we are MYP4 class, and let me introduce our class. I'm Everton. This is let me repeat. Afonso, Roberto, and Marcia, and this is the best teacher, Giovanni N. Okay. And we will start our presentation with a question. Guess what we are going to talking about? Okay?
Technology.
Try to remember the
I will propose a little quiz to warm up our presentation, okay? So, the quiz, you need to raise your hand to answer before. If you answer right, we will give you a cash. But only the first.
The first person to raise your hand.
Raise your hand and the right answer, okay?
Even the teachers?
Without teacher.
The quiz is, guess this logo. What company belongs to this logo? Okay. The first logo.
teacher, no.
Apple. Okay.
Pay attention. It's fast.
Attention,
Very
please.
fast.
Second logo.
Okay, so
Yes,
yeah.
second logo.
Mercedes.
Mercedes?
So
Benz.
Very good. 1, 2, 3.
The third logo?
it's hard to see.
Nike. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
The party logo?
I don't see. Playboy.
Tudo no chocolate.
The fifth logo.
Havaianas.
Havaiana. Pode ser igualmente.
Infect or forget? Infect or forget.
Okay. The
Pay
sixth logo.
attention. Toyota.
Toyota.
Yeah, you have this car. No?
You should stand up because nobody thank you.
Or
Yeah.
shout out.
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
There.
There.
LG. Okay.
You can raise your hand again.
You cannot raise the.
And?
And the last logo?
McDonald's.
No. You didn't raise your hand.
You received the
Oh,
McDonald's.
okay, you shook her.
Another one.
Obrigada, Marita. Você foi gentil. Eu levantei a mão.
But there's other part of this quiz. We will sound a music, and you need to guess who belongs this song.
Okay. Pay attention. Raise your hand again.
Oh, Windows.
Oh, God.
The next song?
Motorola.
No. A Japanese guy. So easy.
But no, he's not from Japan.
Yeah.
How about in Japanese?
It's not
Do
a
it better.
Japanese
That's
song.
racist.
Okay, pay attention.
The complete name. Complete name. No. No. No.
No, Patrick.
But I know. No. It's not Paramount.
Okay, raise your hand.
No,
You.
No. That's your hand.
Albert true and false.
You said all the others.
Yeah.
Okay, pay
But
attention.
everybody else were wrong.
Yeah, okay.
So, faz homens e meio?
No. No.
Ah!
Girlfriend from Ipanema. Yes.
Ah, então.
Okay, this is to finish.
I cut to the music.
It's in English. Okay, now
The last one.
let me find
Our
the...
exact point. Teacher.
So,
No, but I can't
Tell.
find the
so we are
finger.
talking about, what do you think we are talking? We are talking about teachers don't answer. What we are talking about?
Technology. Brands.
No,
Brains.
no. Let me introduce
Chocolate.
Yeah, what you talk, what we are talking about.
Yeah?
So people, what do you think we are really talking about? Do you have any guess?
Shall we?
Sure. So, no. So, at the first moment, of
You
course,
didn't see.
we are thinking about this process that has been influencing the relationship among every country in the world. That is called globalization, isn't it? But we brought another idea in this presentation too, that maybe has more influence in our daily lives than the globalization. And it's a process that came from globalization, but it's another thing. Do you have any idea of what the other subject that are we talking about? We are going to talking about too. I'll give you a hint. Assumption. I'll give you a hint. Is there any country? Is there a country in the world that has more influence than the others?
Yeah.
Which one? North, United States. And I can show. So United States has more brands, has more brands, has more industry, has more economic power, or food or dress industries, tourism industry, or cultural and television entertainment than the others. So it's easier for them to spread not only their economic influence, but also their cultural influence too. So, just a short paragraph about globalization. The idea of globalization is the increase of trade. Okay, trade is commerce around the world, especially by large companies, producing and selling goods in many different countries. Not only selling, but producing too. And consequently, when available goods, obtainable goods, and service or social and cultural influence gradually become similar in all parts of the world. So we are all consuming and buying and watching the same things. So the first figures in the center here, the both globes here, the first one shows us the idea of different people from different cultures, different races and ethnics, exchanging their culture. And the other globe shows us the connections between the big cities, that the big cities is where all happens, isn't it? And the figures there show us the features that make globalization possible. That is communication and transportation. the more developed they are, the more globalized the world is, the world will be. Of course. Okay. And just a little bit of Americanization. The first meaning that we see on dictionaries about globalization is the process in which immigrants in the USA become American. In other words, everyone that goes to USA has to develop, to increase in terms of language, English language, culture, customs, behaviors, clothing, and this is the first meaning of Americanization. But we brought here the idea of the term used for the influence the USA has on the culture of other countries, causing the local culture to give way to the American culture. So it's often used in a negative context. Of course, if you have your own personality and someone says to you to become another person, it's maybe a little bit offensive. That's why the Americanization brings to the society in a silent way. We are all becoming American. So this first figure here shows the scope that shows not only their economic or their cultural influence, but the military influence too, because they are known as the police of the world. And what are their interests? Are the interests of the world, or is their interests? The influence in Brazil. What are we listening? What are we watching? Are Brazilian things, Brazilian culture, or what they show us? And the third figure shows us the Americanization in an Asian country with Ronald McDonald, with a child, show us a child having influence of the American culture since young ages to show us that they are growing up, not causing surprise with different habits, different customs too. And the fourth figure shows us idea of the massification of the people. Different people from different areas becoming just a single, unique people without differences, cultural difference or language differences. Just a single mass of people.
Here we have an example of globalization. Do you know this car?
Yes.
What car is this? Export, yes. Export is a car designed in Brazil. I don't know if you know, but the Export was designed in Brazil. And today it produced in 3 countries: Brazil, Russia, and India, and Thailand in the next year, 2015. And sold in more than 100 countries, this car. So, be proud of our design. Another example of globalization, this sneaker from Nike. Okay, this is American design, but they don't build, they don't factory this sneaker. They only design. The production is in hundreds of factories, more than 700 factories in several countries: Vietnam, China, Indonesia, India, Pakistan, and Thailand, and sold over more than 160 countries. The same product, the same design, the same sneaker.
Okay. Here you have an example of Americanization. Anybody here see this picture before? No? So I introduce you the Big Mac Index. It's an example of the Americanization of US around the world. This is an index created with this guy that I don't know how to say his name. Yeah. But he introduced it to the Big Mac in Hong Kong. They had the first McDonald's restaurant in Hong Kong. And this index is an informal way to measure the purchasing power parity between two currencies. In other words, it's the power of a currency had to buy something around the world. We can see, for example, why this index, why it's a Big Mac index. I don't know if you listened this before, but the Big Mac is the same sandwich around the world. Even in India, they have a meat, a kind of soybean.
Meatless.
Yeah, no, it's a soybean meat, something like that. But it's the same sandwich around the world. So the price, you can measure the difference between the prices around the world. So we can see the cheaper Big Mac, it's in India. It's around $1.67. And the most expensive, it's in Venezuela. It's $9, just the sandwich. We are here, Brazil, $5.64. Okay, this is good for the economy, and just one thing to us to think about the difference around the world in price. But this is good, yes. But the fast food culture that the U.S. bring us obesity, high cholesterol, and it's considered the greatest cause of disease of the modern world. Okay?
Let's talk about the effect of globalization in our society. The globalization brings us good things and things not so good. We can see on these images a lot of products and services that with acceptable prices for most of the population. I mean, do you remember when the phone in 1972?
No.
Yes. Yes, unfortunately.
Some of you remember.
Yes. Nowadays we have a lot of models of phones and cheaper than others, right? The same things happen with cars, with appliances, with medical treatments, and this the globalization could help to develop a lot of things. So this is a good sign that we can see. And globalization needs the people be connected. This image can show us all the airports in our world. So this image shows that how many airports we have in the world. This globalization would help us because before our travel was only by ship, and nowadays we have the airplane to travel more faster and more easy. So we can, the world has no frontiers in fact.
Go to Punta Cana.
Yes. And now we can see the not good things that globalization could bring to us. We have more knowledge, so you can learn much more things than before. And if you are not prepared, you have unemployed and you have inequalities. So we can see one side the fat guy and another side the skinny guy. And why this happens? Because if you don't have the knowledge enough, you don't have good positions. Our families nowadays are changing in structure. If you can't achieve this object, you are unemployed, and we have this kind of inequalities.
Okay. People, just some words. Lan house. delivery, fast food, jeans, let me see, airbag, telemarketing, hot dog,
Long neck.
long neck, long neck. Everybody knows these words. Self-service. Everybody knows these words. My parents doesn't say one word in English, but they know what the means of these words, because the Americanization introduced these words for us, and this become us more globalized. Okay, so this is a good thing of the Americanization. You can go abroad, you can travel abroad, and you see the same words that we use in our vocabulary in Brazil. Okay, but we have other situations. We have access in a lot of ways of communication. We have TV, we have radio, we have internet, we have a lot of things. Okay, we have access of news around the world. We know what happens around the world, and the world knows what happened here. Okay, movies that we see in TV try to introduce cultures of other countries. Okay, we see the school in the U.S. We see a lot of things that we don't have here, but they try in a certain point of view. They try to introduce it for us. For example, the Net Geo channel. It's a channel. I don't know if you see the channel, but it's a channel that talks about the animals and a lot of things. But 8% of the program in this channel in Brazil, it's about the fauna outside Brazil. And here in Brazil, we don't know what we have here. Okay, and the music. The most part, if you change the channel in the radios, you see at least one music in English. One music in English. Until Michel Teló, se eu te pego, yeah, you listen in English. Okay, so this is something that we need to pay attention about Americanization. This is good for us, but we need to filter the information. We always have to filter the information because we have a lot of information. So we need to check, to think, and use the good information for us. And we need to know how to don't use the bad information. Okay? Thank you.